I will switch the monitor. Okay, and today I will introduce our midterm project. Okay, because actually, maybe I will introduce the following course. And in today's, I will teach you how to create our layout. And actually, in layout, there still have many things, and we need to learn. For example, we needed to understand how to create a user-friendly website and how to create a responsive web design. So in today's course, and I will teach you how to create a responsive navigation menu. Okay, and later I will told you how to create a responsive web. And I think in next week we will invite another person to give us a speech. It's a team teacher, and she also really good at front end. Okay, and she will teach you something about their industrial cooperation. For example, what's the agile development, and she will introduce. And the later, I think in November 2nd, and we will give you some time to learn to create your midterm project. And if you have any question, and you can ask me at that time. Okay, and in November 9th, and we don't need to come to here, because I think this time is just your midterm times, because maybe you have the other exam and you needed to prepare, but you can also spend some time to prepare your midterm project for this course. And so in maybe November 16th, and you can present, you can demo your website. Demo your website, because I think that will more fair. Because if today you just show me your document or your site, and I don't know what the efforts you put in. Okay, so if you can demo, and I can understand what the efforts you put in, and how many work you done for this work. Okay, I think that is more fair. Okay, and only that is not, you don't need to prepare your PowerPoint or something, because that is just demo. Because we only have the final project, and you needed to prepare a slide to tell the other persons what you learned in this semester, and I think that is just summarize. And you can summarize all the work in this semester. Because maybe in near futures, if today you want to apply for a work or your graduate schools, and you can use all these works to apply in other school. Okay. And I want to ask you a question, because actually in November 2nd, I say I will give you some time to prepare your midterm project. But for my experience, there has so many all the students, they will think in this course they can learn so many things. For example, you can think from the beginning of this semester to now, you already know something about front end. But some students will think they want to have more, they want to make sure their score is different from the others. Okay, maybe some people will think, oh, today I'm excellent one. I think the score is not, has enough difference. Okay, maybe today I think I am 90, I can gain a scores with 90. But I think the other person, maybe they only 70. Why you give us the same score? Okay, this is not unfair. Okay, some people will say that. So I want to ask you, you can choose. Okay, you can choose. The first one is, you want to add a test. And as that test, you can do all the work. You can search the website, search the internet, and you can use all the material to create a layout. Because I will draw out the layout, and you need to follow my layout to create a website, a real website. That is the first choice. And the second one is, No, we don't need to have a test. Okay, the first one is you will have a test. And at that test, maybe you will spend 1 hour to finish a website and you can search all the things. Okay, so you can think about it. Okay, do you want to have test? I what? Yes, only 1 hour because the other the other 2 hours I will remember for the other student. Maybe you have some question for your midterm project. Okay, because that is so many times so many people want to ask me, oh, is there possible to be more fair? But no people want to have a test in the course, right? Why we needed to test? This is so special, right? I guess. Okay. You can discuss with your classmate, and we will vote in letters 1 minute. 1 minute later. Because for all my course, actually for all my course, like web design, I think most of students, they will pay all their attentions on the works. Okay, so most students, you will get the score higher than 80. If you lower than 80, I think you needed to judge yourself. Okay, you needed to judge yourself. Because in this course, I believe all the students pay a lot of attention on this. Okay. Please speak in English. Okay, because why I say we needed to speak in English is because we needed to record all the video. Because previous times I only record one part or second part or other, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. But school asked us to record 3 hours per, per course. Why we needed to record all the video 3 hours? Yes, that's so weird. Yeah. Yes, so that means I will not give you a huge project. Okay. This project is you can finish in 1 hour. Okay. You say to November 9th, and we postponed our midterm project to postpone 1 week. Okay, now maybe I will have give you a time span. Okay. 11:2 is our okay. October 26th is a team teaching. Okay? This is a team teaching. And in November 2nd, that is a practice. And we're not sure if we will have a test or not. Okay? And in 11, but in the November 9th, and we don't need to come to here. Okay? And in 11/16, you need to demo your project. Okay? So your meaning is maybe we can put the test in here. We can postpone to one week. Yeah. What? Is November 2nd. November 2nd, you can do your project in the first 2 hours, and the last hour we will arrange a test. Okay. If you vote for the test, I think we don't need to postpone. Or we don't need to postpone. Yes, because it postpones, there will a lot of things and we can teach in this course. Okay. Okay. So it's time. Yes. What? When do we need to demo? You need to demo your project in November 16th. Okay. So now you needed to decide, do we need to have a test or not? If you want to have a more fair score, maybe you want to have a test. Okay. Okay. So now, wait, yes. I want. You say we just cancel these day off, or just postpone each thing, everything. Yes. Okay, in here. Test in no test. Okay. Now you have three choice. You have three options. The first one is test in November 2nd. Okay. The second one is test in November 9th. Okay. The last one is no test. Yes?
No test.
Not the times for your vote.
Voting.
Oh. Any opinion? If no, I think that is the time for voting. Okay, please vote. If you want to choose the first one, test in November 2nd, please raise your hand. If you want to choose the first one, please raise your hand. If you want to choose the second one, test in November 9th, please raise your hand. Okay. If you want to choose no test, the third one, please raise your hand. Okay. So is no test. Okay. So actually, in now here is our time span. It's just this. Okay. Is next week we will have a team teaching, and November 2nd we will have time to practice, and I always prepare something for you, and you can follow me, and maybe just have 30 minutes to 1 hour. I will teach you something, and later times is second 2 hours. If you have any problem in these 2 hours, you can ask me. Okay, I will stay in here. Okay, and the third one is November 9th, and you don't need to come to here. And the November 16th, we needed to demo all your projects. Okay. Trust me, demo project is very important for all your works. Yes, because if you don't demo that, and I will not, I don't understand how many works you don't do for this work. Okay. So I have some gift for you. It's your midterm project. Oh, not this one. Okay. Here is your midterm project. Your midterm project is you needed to design a web, and you needed to use all the front-end skill. Okay, no matters today you learn the skills in our course or not. Okay, and in this website we needed to have 3 pages. For example, you can use homepage, member registrations, or about us or other page you want to include, that is okay. Okay, this is not you don't need to use these 3 page. You can use another 3 page. I only ask you to create 3-page website. Okay, and actually in each page, you needed to include a logo, menu, copyright. This meaning is not ask you to only do these 3 things in each page. Okay, actually you needed to do more things for the page. And regarding the copyright area, the section must present your class, your student ID and name, because only that I can know all these websites is created by yourself. Okay, and here is criteria for our web project evaluations. Okay, the first one is, does the content support the purpose of this site? Because actually today you want to create a website and you need to have your purpose. Okay, for example, today I give you a train ticket platform. Okay, and maybe at the beginning I just see your website. I need to understand. Oh, if I browse this site and I can book the ticket at the beginning. Okay, I don't need to spend any time. I can understand your purpose. So that is very important. Okay. And the second thing is the website easy to use? Okay, if this site is not easy to use, I think your score will lower. Okay, what is easy to use is I don't need to spend any effort and I can understand all your meaning in your website. Okay, if this website I needed to use my mouse to browse every factors and I can understand. I think that is not enough. You needed to make all the things really straightforward. Okay. And the third one is, does the website have a hierarchy structure? What is hierarchy structures? Just maybe in previous course, I have told you that we needed to have your main title, subtitle, and the content. And for each structures, and we needed to have the different font size. Maybe this font size is with bold or something or normal situation. Okay, so you needed to have a hierarchy, and all the user can understand. Oh, what's your important issue? Or what's your important factors in this site. Okay. And the fourth one is, does the website have the same font type? What is the same font type? You can see that today I give the font type with 20 points. What's my meaning? I need to make sure you change the font type. You will change the font family. Okay, not use the normal ones. Okay, you needed to change the font family, but you needed to make sure your font family is the same. All the fonts with the same font family. Okay, but today you are English and you are Chinese, maybe you use different font family, but you needed to make sure this font family with the same font type. What's the font type? Serif or non-serif. Okay. I think in previous course we already told you what's the difference between serif and non-serif. Okay. And the last point is, does the website have a good visual appeal? Okay, I think the visualization for your website is also really important and really critical. So I want to make sure all the people you spend sometimes on your website to make up your website. Okay. So here is also 20 points. So that is 100 scores. Okay. I think if you prepare a lot of times and I can understand. Okay. If your website is just only have maybe logo, menu, copyright, and some words, I think I will not give you a good score. Okay, so maybe you needed to structure your website, or maybe you have a left columns and a right columns, and you will have 6 box on your right columns, or you use so many front-end skills on your site, and I will think, oh, you spent a lot of time, oh, you practice a lot. Okay, so I think in this site, just a practice. Okay, you needed to try your best to practice all the things you've learned in this course. Okay, so do you have any questions for this evaluation? Yes?
The website is the English edition or Chinese edition?
English. Okay, because that is in EMI course. Okay, because all my record video, our government will check. They want to make sure all the course will not have any Chinese during the course.
So we need to do a English website also, or how to say it is about some Taiwanese thing.
Can you speak?
For example, like if I want to write a website about Taiwanese opera, so
Yeah.
I need to use English to translate all the things.
Yes. Maybe today, maybe this is not only for Taiwanese, because maybe today even our government's websites maybe have for our international student or something. Okay, foreigner. Yes.
May we make a website like have by language?
Yes, language is good.
So
You need to spend more time on
so
that.
if we have a website have English and Chinese, and it is okay.
Yes. English is a must. Okay, and if you want to add another language, is welcome. Any question? If you think this evaluation is okay, and I will upload this document to our Moodle later. Okay? If no problem, we just keep going. Okay. Now we will start to our today's course, and today's course is just practice how to design our layout. Actually, in today's course, I will teach you 2 things, including the flex layout, and the second one is layout design practice. In flex layout, I will talk about 3 things. It's about flexible, flex shrink, and flex basis. Okay, and in the second part, we will teach you about responsive navigation menu and the responsive website. Okay, these 2 things. Okay, first of all, 3 sub-properties of the flexible box layout modules. Actually, we already know flexible box is really critical for our layout modules. Okay, and today I want to teach you 3 more things. Is flex scroll, flex shrink, and flex basis. How to use it? Okay, the first one, we can create HTML. And in this HTML, we will have an article and 3 sections. Article is their father, and they have 3 children is 3 sections. And these 3 sections with a different ID, like box 1, box 2, box 3. Okay, and we needed to use CSS. And we needed to, in their father section, father part, we needed to use display with flex. Display with flex. Okay, and their section will with 100 height and 100 width. Okay, let's just practice it. Now I think I need to install package. Okay, install EMMET. Okay, and now we just create a new page. Maybe here is our Flexbox HTML, and here is HTML5. Okay, and now we need to have an article. We need to have an article in our section. In our body, and in article areas, and we needed to have a 3 section. Okay, and we can just use CSS, and we want to make sure the article is maybe display, flex, and the section is 100 and 100. Okay, and we want to make sure the 3 section is a different color. Okay, so I will use Control and to click here, and I can use this ID. So box 1 and box 2 and box 3. This is a unique name because we want to make sure all the section is with different colors. So I will use hashtag box1 to ask them to use a different background. Maybe it's red. Okay. Okay. I think that is okay, so maybe just open it. Okay, so now we can see 3 boxes in here, but you can see there still has some space, so we needed to set up our margin. Okay, maybe just use this way. I will use a star to ask all the properties with the same follow here, follow this star. Maybe margin is 0. Maybe padding is 0. Okay, so I will solve this problem. And actually, in our article, we needed to make sure that is a gray color. Okay. So the whole row is with the gray color, gray background. So that is flex. So as this means, and we can understand why we needed to use flex, because if today we don't use flex, I think that is have the same situation. Do you think if today I cancel the display with flex, is there has any change? What's the change? Is there anybody knows if today I cancel the display with flex? Or become vertical? Okay, maybe we just tried it. Okay, so we cancel the display with flex. Okay, become vertical. Okay, so if we have flex, they will make sure all the things squeeze in one row. Okay, so that is flex. Okay, we don't need to use flow, and that can also help us to deal all the problems. And there is the other thing is flex scroll. Flex scroll is just ask all the children can gain their father's properties equally. Okay, for example, even today I give them a send white is 100 pixel, but today I ask them with the flex scroll is 1. the meaning is that box 1 and box 2 and box 3 is 1 to 1 to 1. Okay, each person can give one part, and one part. So if today I give box 2 two parts, okay, so green 1 will gain a large part from his father. Okay, so maybe we can check it. If today I use flag scroll with 1, and let's see. Okay, so it's 1 to 1 to 1. Okay, so if today I want to make sure the second one is a large one, I will use flag scroll second. Is there will something happen? I think it's yes. Okay, because the hashtag is our ID. If today we ask our ID to do something, and that is priority first. Their priority is first. Okay, if we just use the section and their priority is lower. Okay, so they will first follow their hashtag. Flag scroll is 2. So here is 2. So there is 1 to 2 to 1. So here is just flag scroll. So even today I change our media size. Okay, so they will have flex 1. So that is flex box. We don't need to give a certain pixel for their width or their height. Okay, so that is flex scroll. Okay, and the later one is flex shrink. Flex shrink. So you can see the flex shrink. The box 1 is 1, the box 2 is 2, the box 3 is 3. So which is smaller? You can see the blue one is smaller. Okay, the blue one is smaller. What happened with this? What happened with this? So you can see the first thing is here width is 1000, right? And here their children is 600. But we have 3 children. So if we add these 3 children, they have 1800 pixel wide, right? This is larger, okay, wider than our father. Okay, so you can see this. Article is just our container. Article is just our container. Container only has their width with 1000, and the section is their children. We have 3 children, and each children have 600. So we know they have 1800. Okay, and their father, their container only have 1000. So there has 800 is overflow. Is there anybody needed to shoulder this 800 overflow? Okay, each children needed to shoulder this 800 overflow. How to decide it? Okay. If today you say, oh, I want to shoulder 3 parts of this overflow, so that is box 3. Okay, so we can see the box 1 shoulder 1, and the box 2 shoulder 2, and the box 3 shoulder 3. So now we know all the children they shoulder for 6 parts for their father, for this 800 overflow. Okay, so in here we can know the 800, the box 1, the box 1 only want to shoulder 1 part of these 6 parts. Okay, so we can see the box 1 only shoulders a little. The box 3 shoulders the most. Okay, so we can see that the box 3 is smallest one. Okay, the box 1 is the larger one. Okay, so that is their difference. Can you understand? Maybe I just show you. I just cancel the flex box. Okay, so today I give the article is 1000 pixel and the section is 600 pixel. Okay, so you will see this. You will see this because today they are flex box, so they can get the same spot. They can get the same space for each children. But if today I give a flex shrink, flex shrink's meaning is if today something is overflow and each children needed to shoulder for something, shoulder for some overflow. Okay, if you want to get less, okay, and you just with a small flex shrink. Okay, maybe just flex shrink is 1, and here is flex shrink is 1, and here flex shrink maybe is 2. Okay, so we will see the box 1 and the box 2 will have the same size, same wide. Okay, and actually the box 3 will have the smaller one. Okay, so you will see this. Okay, because we have each children is 600, and today we have three children. So today is 1,800, but we only have 1,000 space. So there is 800 is overflow. So what's these 800 we needed to shoulder? Maybe just you, the box 1 and the box 2 and the box 3 needed to shoulder this box, this 800. Okay, so 800 to here, that is something box 1 needed to shoulder it. Okay, maybe it's 200. Okay, and 800 start to here is box 2 needed to shoulders, and here is 0.5. Here is box 3 needed to shoulder. Okay, originally each box have 600 pixel. Okay, so now they needed to minus 200, minus 200, minus 400. So we will know the box 1 will become to 600 minus 200. So this is 400. This is box 1 space, box 1 wide, and the box 2 is also the same. And the box 3 is 600 minus 400. So we can see there is only 200 wide. Okay, so now you can see here is 200, here is 400, here is 400. So that is their difference. Okay, maybe I just return the monitor to you and you can check with flex shrink and the flex grow. Okay, maybe you can take a photo with this code. Okay. ones, I have already uploaded our materials on Moodle. So if you need, and you can go to our Moodle to download the material. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the timings when we needed to use the different flex box. Okay, actually, if today you want to use a flex scroll, it's the meanings you want to give proportions. Okay, maybe you just want to make sure each part with different proportions. Okay, and at that time I will use flex scroll. So you can see the box 1 and box 2 and the box 3, they have their different proportions. Okay. And the second one is flex shrink. And what's the meanings, and we needed to know the fractions and why they needed to use the logic of overflow. Okay, I think is that actually we want to make sure these three things is equal, but in each box and in each unit, maybe they have the different content. And normally in box 1, they needed to include more content. Okay, so if something change, I just want to, if we needed to resize, I want to make sure the box 1 has more space. Okay, so at that times I will give small numbers with their flex shrink. Okay. One minute, I will switch the monitor. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay. So just as I told you, the flex growth is just give proportions. Okay, and if you want to, today we want to give proportions, not particular space, not a particular numbers. Maybe today, what's the particular numbers? Particular number is just like I give a certain width, like 100 pixel, 300 pixel, 500 pixel. I think that is a certain numbers. And if today you don't want to give them the certain numbers, you just give proportions, and you can use flex growth. Okay, they can make sure so all your divisions is flex box. And the second one is flex shrink. What is flex shrink? If maybe today you know the space will not enough, because you know maybe today they use a different device. Some people use their computer, and some people use their tablet or their cell phone. And we want to make sure the box one, their contents, will not affect by the device too much. Okay, at this times I will use flex shrink. And what's the meaning of flex shrink? Flex shrink is that we know maybe the space is not enough, so we will call the not enough space as overflow. And each children needed to show the overflows number. Okay, for example, here is 800 numbers. Okay, so we want to make sure every children needed to show a part of the overflow. Okay, so we know the box 1 shoulder 1, the box 2 shoulder 2, the box 3 shoulder 3. So we know all the children, they totally want to show the 6 parts. Okay, so we can see the box 1 only want to show 1, so I will say that is 1 divided by 6. 1 divided by 6, so we will give a number is 1/6 and multiply to 800. So we will give the number is 466. Okay, and later we will see the 2 divide 6. Okay, so we will see the number is 2/6 multiply 800. Okay, so we will give the other numbers. The number is they want to shoulder the overflow part. Okay, and the box 3 also shoulders more things. So based on these situations, we can see the box 3 is the smallest one, and the box 1 is the largest one. That is the meaning. The reason is that box 1 only want to shoulder a little, box 3 want to shoulder more. Okay, so that is their difference. So if today you want to make the 3 things, maybe at the beginnings, when the users browse the site on their computers, maybe they will see the whole content. And with the device size smaller, and I want to make sure box 1 has a certain content, so I will use flex shrink. Okay, so at that times I will use flex shrink to share all the space. Okay, and the third one is flex basis. What's flex basis? Actually, flex basis is just like our white, but I think that is a flexible white. Okay, because traditionally I give a same white in our section, but maybe today I want to make sure box 1, box 2, box 3 with a different white. But actually, we know if today we give a certain number, certain white, and they will cause our website will damage. If today's our website, if today's users use different device, okay, that will damage our website. So for this purpose, we will use a flex basis. Okay, I give a white. I give a certain white, certain numbers. But actually, these certain numbers with a proportion concept. What is proportion concept? Is if today we give here is 100, here is 200, here is 300, but now we know their article is only have 500. but all these children is their space is more than 500, so they will follow this proportion. So it's 100 to 200 to 300. Okay, this is not the certain numbers. Okay, when the space is not enough, so they will change it to the proportion concept. So that is flex spaces. Okay, so you can also try to use flex spaces. Okay. I will switch the monitor to you. So maybe you can take a photo and you can try to use flex spaces. And you need to think all these things carefully. What's the difference between flex grow, flex shrink, flex spaces? Okay, and you will know, you need to understand what their difference and how to use them. I think all these things can help you lay out your site. Okay, change it to you. Next week's lectures is a girl, and her background is just like you, because she graduates from National Chengchi University, and she's majors is in Department of Business Administrations. Okay, and when she graduated from university, she is an editor for magazine. But now she becomes an engineer. Okay, so I think that is a huge change, and you can know more things from. Okay, and 30 minutes I will switch the monitor. Okay, I want to switch the monitor now. And now you already know what's the difference between flag scroll, flag shrink, and flag spaces. And now we want to turn to our second part is layout design practice. And in here, I want to teach you how to use CSS to format the layout of a web page on different devices. I think that is really critical for our website because even today, you can see our Google search engine will depend on this site is responsive or not to decide their ranking. Okay, if today your website is responsive web page, and we will make sure your ranking is in more in the first page. Okay, because if today your web page is responsive, and I think that is easier to use, easier to understand. Okay, so that is a critical issue. And if today you want to create a responsive one, and I think you need to understand the thing is media query. Media query is just depends on your device type and your device situation to make sure all the things will something change. Okay, so at that time, and we will use media query. For example, if today you can see a web page that is not a responsive one, it's just like our right-hand side. The right-hand side is without the breakpoint. Is today, even today you use mobile phones and you can only see your website with the PC's situation. Okay, so that is so hard to understand who the whole contents. Even today there has a big pictures is just be smaller ones. Okay, that is so hard to understand or to look everything on the website. So maybe today we needed to use media queries with the breakpoint. What's breakpoint? Maybe if today I know today you use mobile phone to browse my website, so I just want to make sure you can understand some critical information. Okay, maybe today you want to look up for a restaurant, and I just needed to show you the map, our telephones, and you can just click and you can call my restaurants. So I think maybe if today this is just a mobile device, we just give you the critical information. And if today you browse a website through your computers, and we can give you the clear information. Okay, we can provide as more as information. I think that is the best way to make sure you can understand all the things through your computer. Okay, so I think with breakpoint is really critical things and can help all the users can gain the useful information at the times. So what is media query? Okay, and media query is very useful and can help us to modify our website to depend on a device general type. What is general type? We need to understand that is print or script. Print is just like, oh, today you want to print it down, so that is print. And the other is screen. Screen is just like today you use any electronic device like your computer, tablet, all the things, so that is screen. Or certain characteristic and user preference. What's characteristic and user preference? I think it's about your device width, okay, or your device height, okay, and or your screen resolutions. All these things is about preference. Okay, so media query will judge all these things, will depends on all these things to decide how many information they want to give you. Okay, so that is media query. And now we can just see here, media query is just like this. Okay, if today you will write down the body in here, so that is just for the general CSS. And if today you just want to make a specific device to follow these rules, and you need to use media. So I will use media with Scream. Scream is just, today if you are a Scream, and your max Y is 992, and you need to follow all these rules. Okay, so I will see, if today this body, the background is this color, so if the color become, if their white become larger or become smaller, and that will change the color. And if the size lower than 600, and the color will change to white. So everything will still change. So that is about media query. Okay, so media query has two things. The first thing is media types. Media types has all print, screen, and speech. But normally we only use screen. If today you just create a website, we only need to use screen. Okay, so is media screen at media screen, and here is max Y. Max Y, I think normally we will only use max Y. Even there still have the white, height, orientation, or resolution, but most of times we only use white. Okay. So let's check about it. Maybe today I create a new site. Okay, layout. Right. So I just use style to make sure the body with a color background. Maybe it's red, and media, screen, and maybe is max white, 992 pixel. Okay, and that background will change to green. Okay, let's check about it. Here, the beginning, that is a red. If down, hey, nothing changed. Let's check about it. Oh, I don't give the body's background. Okay, low level problems. Okay, so I will check this. Okay, if at the beginning that is a red background, and when our white is lower than 992, and that will turn into the green. Okay, so I can make sure if the screen is lower than maybe 800. So I will make sure the color will become blue. Okay, blue. Okay, so that is media query. So that is media query. Okay, and maybe I can use an article, and I give them article, a title, H3. Maybe I needed to some paragraph. Okay, what's NTUST? Okay, let's go to Taiwan Tech's website. Go to the English version. Okay, for the rising star. For the title. And here is all the paragraph in my article. and each section I just give a space to move to another paragraph, so I use BR. Okay, so now I can see my site in here. Okay, just like these things. Okay, if today you use your computer to see all the content, so I want to see all the themes, right? Okay, at this times, maybe I want to make sure their title maybe it's huge, so I will give a font size is 50 px. Okay, and later their article is font size maybe 20 px. Okay, like this. Okay, but if today you lower down to this one, maybe just a cell phone, that is to squeeze, right? Okay, so maybe I want to change the font size. So I can go to here, 800, to make sure the H3, their font size will become smaller, maybe 30 pixel. Okay, so that is easier to read, right? Okay, so we need to depend on their device wide to decide all the things. Okay, so that is media screen. Okay, but some people will really confuse with the numbers. What's the number I needed to use? Maybe today, if today you want to use computers, and meanwhile the wide maybe you can use 1024, and if today you want to give your tablet, and that's maybe is 768, and today is a cell phone is 375. Okay, you can follow these numbers to give your media query to do something. Okay, and now I want to return the script to you, and you need to practice about that. Okay, how to use media query. Okay, do you need to take a photo or just download from the Moodle, and you can go get the code. Okay, return to you. Okay, and then now maybe take a 10-minute break. Okay, please come back at 11:08.
不太懂，因为我这里打的其实一样，就这边只有个 body，然后 body 就是结束掉换一点，但是我的名下会上，这样，紫色的。
哦，还好，因为就是你的 Serving Text 的版本跟我的版本可能不一样。对，你看因为我这里有一些东西是我之前就已经有做出来的，然后你看像我这个是我昨天打的，对，颜色都是不一样。对，这是黑色跟蓝色的差异这样子。对对对，
所以我也没有办法打这个 max width 给他。
你说 Media Screen，然后 End 吗？
对 ，M 到目前还是正常的。
Next White。
从一开始就好像没有什么。
Pixel。Okay. And we will change the color. Is red.
Safari。
Safari。
把它重新整理好。
OK，好像正常了哦。Yes。
好像是。
OK。可能有时候没有空格或什么的。We need to have some steps.